What is ordinal data? Explained simply. Today we're breaking down ordinal data, one of the four fundamental types of data in statistics. The word ordinal comes from order, and that's the core secret. Categories have a natural sequence, but the gaps between them are not equal. Order is clear, distance is not. You create it every day without realizing it. Here's something surprising. You produce ordinal data all the time without knowing it. Every time you rate a restaurant with stars, vote in a poll, or rank your favorite movies from first to last, that's ordinal data. You're already living it every single day. Ordinal, order, that's the whole secret. Let's simplify this completely. The entire concept of ordinal data lives inside one word, order. If you can remember that ordinal means ranked sequence, you've already understood the foundation. Everything else we cover today builds directly on top of that single idea. The two defining properties. Ordinal data has exactly two defining properties. First, categories have a natural, meaningful order. Second, the gaps between those categories are not necessarily equal. In plain English, you know what comes first, second, and third, but you have no idea by how much. Simple example, a running race. Here's the clearest example possible, a running race. James finishes first, Marcus finishes second, Ryan finishes third. The order is perfectly clear. James beat Marcus, Marcus beat Ryan. But does that ranking tell you the gap between them? Absolutely not. That's ordinal data at work. Position does not equal distance. Look at what the race actually looked like. Between Ryan and Marcus, a massive gap, maybe 5 minutes. Between Marcus and James, a tiny gap, maybe 1 second. The positions look equal on the podium. The actual distances were completely different. Position never equals distance. That's the whole point. Example 1, star ratings. Star ratings are ordinal data. We know 4 stars is better than 2 stars. The order is obvious. But is the gap between 1 star and 2 stars the same as between 4 and 5? Not at all. One person's 2 stars means okay. Another's means completely terrible. The gap is entirely subjective. Example 2, customer satisfaction surveys. Customer satisfaction surveys, very satisfied, satisfied, neutral, dissatisfied, very dissatisfied, are a classic example of ordinal data called the Likert scale. The order is clear, but you cannot say satisfied is exactly twice as good as dissatisfied. The gaps between feelings simply aren't measurable that way.
Example 3. Education level. Education levels follow a clear progression: high school, bachelor's, master's, PhD. Each step is higher than the last. That's the order. But the gap in time, effort, and knowledge between each level varies wildly. A master's to PhD gap is completely different from high school to bachelor's. Ordinal, every time. Example 4. Military ranks. Military ranks, private, corporal, sergeant, lieutenant, general, are perfectly ordinal. A general clearly outranks a sergeant. The sequence is absolute. But the difference in authority, responsibility, and power between each step is not equal at all across all ranks. Order is real. Gaps are not. What you cannot do with ordinal data. Here's the mistake people make constantly. If one person answers satisfied and another answers neutral on a survey, you cannot average them and call the result 2.5. The gaps are unequal. These are not real numbers. 2.5 means absolutely nothing. Standard math simply does not apply here. Ordinal data operations, do's and don'ts. So what can you use? 2 measures work with ordinal data. Mode, the most frequently occurring response. Median, the middle value when arranged in order. What you must avoid? Mean, completely meaningless on ordinal data. And never use addition or subtraction between categories. That's the rule. The big picture, ordinal versus nominal. Here's how ordinal compares to its closest neighbor, nominal data. Nominal data, like eye color or gender, has categories with absolutely no ranking or order. Ordinal data, like star ratings and competition ranks, has categories that are meaningfully ordered. Ordinal is smarter than nominal because it has sequence. Data types comparison matrix. Here's the full picture across all 4 data types. Nominal, no order, no equal gaps. Ordinal, has order, but no equal gaps. Interval, has order and equal gaps, but no true zero. Ratio, has everything, including a true zero. Ordinal sits in the middle, better than nominal, less precise than interval and ratio. The golden rule to remember. And here is the one line you should carry with you forever after watching this video. You know the order, but not the exact gap. Sequence is meaningful. Distance is unknown. No averages allowed. Next time you see a 5-star rating or fill out a feedback form, you'll know exactly what type of data you're creating. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to our channel.